What is up, YouTube? Zan Rahman. In today's video, I want to talk to you guys about whether you can build muscle on a vegan or vegetarian diet. And before we get into it, I'm not a nutritionist or dietitian, and I'm not telling you to believe me. Okay, so I know a lot of people have this question whether they could build muscle on a vegetarian or vegan diet because I don't know, maybe veganism is trending so much now, or for whatever reason. Okay, a lot of people have this query, so I wanted to address this in this video. All right, so we'll break it up into three scenarios, okay, and we'll look at it that way so we get a broader picture of the whole subject and see what muscle building is really about with regard to the types of protein sources that you consume and also the amino acid profiles of these proteins. Okay, so the first scenario I'll consider is for non-vegetarians. Okay, because non-vegetarians can also incorporate vegetarian or vegan protein sources into their diet. Okay, and they might feel like they need to get their protein from animal sources, but that's not really necessary. And I've done videos previously talking about vegan proteins and veg proteins and amino acids and all that stuff. So if you want, you can check one of those videos out. I recommend you check out a video that I did about essential amino acids, so you get an idea about what makes a protein a complete protein and a good protein for the purpose of anabolism or muscle building. Okay, so in a nutshell, a complete protein is one which has all nine essential amino acids in the right ratio and proportion that you require to build muscle. Okay, and some of these amino acids help stimulate muscle protein synthesis, and some of them actually carry out the muscle protein synthesis process. Okay, I've done a video previously about muscle protein breakdown and muscle protein synthesis as well. So you might want to check that out too. I'll add a playlist to the end screen to this video, which will have all of the videos that I've done about protein. So whatever questions you have about protein, you can check them out. I'm sure I've answered most of them on those videos. Okay, so coming back to the scenario for non-vegetarians, all right, it's not like you need to get all of your protein from animal sources. Okay, as long as you're having enough complete protein on your diet, you can incorporate some vegetarian proteins as well, just to give you more options. And they're also full of good carbs and fiber and a lot of micronutrients. Okay, and also meat isn't the most easy thing for your body to digest. Okay, so you might be well off incorporating some vegetarian and vegan protein sources into your diet from time to time if that's what you like to do. And you don't really have to worry about whether these would be good enough for muscle protein synthesis. Like I said, if you're having enough complete proteins on your diet, which I'm sure you would be having if you're non-vegetarian, then that's not something that you need to worry about, because essentially the muscle building process or muscle protein synthesis comes down to the amino acids which are building blocks of protein. Okay, and it's not like once you eat protein, your body metabolizes all the amino acids and synthesizes them as soon as you eat it. Okay, they're still in your system. Okay, the amino acids from the previous day might still be in your system. Okay, your body would be circulating it around your digestive system, and they still haven't been completely synthesized. All right, so as long as you're having enough complete proteins on your diet, you don't really need to stress about the meals in which you have veg or vegan sources of protein. Okay, as long as you have the essential amino acids in your system. The veg or vegan protein sources might be incomplete in their amino acid profile with regard to the nine essential amino acids, but they would form a combination with the amino acids that you already have in your system from your previous meals of the day, or even from your meals from the previous day, and then they would allow for the muscle protein synthesis process to take place efficiently. Okay, so if you're non-vegetarian, you can incorporate some vegan or vegetarian protein sources in your diet, and you don't really have to worry about them being incomplete proteins, provided that you're having enough complete proteins in your diet. All right. So a little bit about how non-vegetarians can incorporate vegetarian and vegan protein sources into their diet effectively. Now, the next scenario we'll consider would be for vegetarians. Okay, so some vegetarians they consume dairy products, some consume dairy products and eggs. And I've done a video previously talking about complete veg proteins, complete protein sources that vegetarians might be able to use. So you might want to check it out. You will find it on the playlist at the end screen to this video, where I have a playlist about all the videos I've done about protein. Okay, so if you're vegetarian and you're having enough protein from complete protein sources like eggs or dairy products or maybe soy, okay, which is the only complete plant-based protein. Then again, like non-vegetarians, you don't have to worry about your muscle protein synthesis so much, provided that you're having enough protein from these sources. Okay, it could also be from a whey protein, and again, because these complete proteins would have the 9 essential amino acids, and they would be circulating in your system, and then you these amino acids can be combined with the incomplete amino acid profile of your other plant-based protein sources, and that way you can get some efficient muscle protein synthesis going. Okay, so if you're vegetarian, make sure you're having enough protein from complete protein sources along with all your plant-based proteins, so that you keep synthesizing the proteins for building muscle in an effective way. Okay, so that was that for vegetarians. And last up, we'll talk about vegans. Okay, because with vegans, it would be the most tricky to get your amino acids in the right proportions and have enough complete proteins, because the only option vegans have for consuming complete protein is from soy. Okay, and if you're male, you don't really want to have too much soy. Maybe 1 or 2 servings of it a day wouldn't be that harmful. Okay, but you don't want to be getting the majority of your protein from soy. So apart from soy, what you can do is you can combine some protein sources, which are some very basic combinations. I've done a video talking about it previously. If you want, you can check that out, but I'll just cover it quickly in this video. Okay, so you can like combine legumes and quinoa. That's a complete protein. You can combine rice and beans. Okay, that would give you a complete protein. So similarly, you can study about these protein combinations that would give you a complete amino acid profile, and then when you ingest these multiple protein sources together, then they would give you a complete protein, and your body can utilize these amino acids and the protein for building muscle. All right, so if you're vegan, that's something that you need to be very meticulous about. All right, your protein combinations, and like I said, you can do a study on it and determine what some combinations are which would yield you a complete protein source in terms of the amino acid profile that you get from these food sources. And then along with having soy, you can have enough of these proteins so that you get enough amino acids to get some muscle protein synthesis going. But like I said, if you're vegan, then you need to be very calculated about this. Okay, because it can be a little tricky for you to get enough essential amino acids from the right sources. Okay, so that's what I have to say about building muscle on a vegetarian or a vegan diet. And if you're not consuming your proteins, or if you're not getting any of your amino acids in the right ratios and proportions, if you're not getting in all nine of the amino acids in a significant quantity, then I don't think you would be able to progress very effectively with your goals with regard to muscle building. Okay, so you do want to be a little aware of what you're consuming and how and when you want to consume the protein sources that you do, and if you can make sure you have enough complete proteins, and if you're having enough protein from complete protein sources, then you really don't need to worry about uh, the amino acids in the incomplete proteins. But if your food choices are very limited, as it may be in the case of a vegan, then you want to be more careful and calculated about where you're getting your proteins from and combining your protein sources in the right combinations to give you complete amino acid profiles. Okay, so I hope you take some good information from this video and apply it to your fitness goals, and you get an idea about what it takes in terms of amino acids and proteins with regard to your food choices and your goals for building muscle. So, if you have any questions or any queries, you can let me know in the comments and let me know what you thought about this video. If you like the video, like it and share it, subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.